Hey guys, welcome to today's Daily Dose of Awesome, your 15 minutes of motivation, education, and inspiration to get your day and week going strong. Hope you guys are doing well today. My name is Bob Clarke. I am your guest trainer today, and I am super stoked to talk to you today about how to grow your business faster. Okay, and also I'm going to give you 5 tips for increasing your self-discipline so that taking those steps that will get your business going faster will happen pretty much on autopilot automatically every day of the week. So when you're coming on, make sure you say, hi, Bart, how are you? Bart from Cleveland in the house. Awesome. Great to see you. Make sure you introduce yourself when you come in so I can give you a shout out. And if you're watching on a replay, give me a hashtag replay because I do come through and answer all these comments and reply after we're done here. So make sure you're doing that. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Halloween to everybody. Today is October 31st. Happy Halloween. My wife and I were just watching a scary movie marathon on the Sci-Fi Network. And I got to tell you, I'm going to tell you, this is going to sound old maybe, but they don't make scary movies like they used to. All right. Hey, Deborah, how are you? Chris, good to see you, man. Oh, sorry, Chris. Chris from Canada. Awesome. How are you, Chris? Yeah, they don't make scary movies like they used to. I mean, I don't know. I'm watching some of these new scary movies on the Sci-Fi Network. They're okay, but they go really fast to blood and gore, and the suspense a lot of times is left out of it. The one we just watched wasn't bad, but in general, they don't make them like they used to. So, real quick, in the comments, what is your favorite scary movie of all time? All right, I'm gonna reveal mine in a little bit, but Bart, Deborah, Chris, anybody else who's watching out there, what is your scariest scary movie? Your favorite scary movie of all time? Let's see if we come up some good answers here. So we're going to talk today about how to get results faster. All right, and it's not, this is going to sound lame, especially if you don't have any results yet, but it's not that hard. All right, it's really not that hard a process. Michelle, how are you? Once you get some results, it's not hard to go faster. And actually, the process for getting any results isn't that hard. I'm going to give you the simple 3-step process in a minute. But it really, it can seem really hard when you're struggling. I totally get that. I've been there. I understand it. It can be really, it can seem really hard when you're not getting results. Right? When all the money's going out and none of the money's coming in. I get that, right? Oh, Deborah says The Birds. I love that movie. That was scary. Michelle doesn't like scary movies. Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle. It's fun, though, to get scared once in a while, right? I should have worn my scary outfit here, my scary costume, but I didn't think of it until late. So just jumping on, scariest movie of all time, your favorite. What is it? Let me know. All right, but getting back to the success thing, I get it, right? I understand how hard it can be when you're not getting results, how long it can seem when all the money seems to be going out, none of the money's coming in. Your spouse, your better half is asking what's going on. I get that. I totally get it. But I'm going to tell you, here's a simple 3-step process to get results and or get results faster, okay? Again, just jumping on, say hi to me. Let me know you're here. And let me know what your favorite scary movie is. I'm going to tell you mine at the end. Anyway. All right. How to get results faster. There's no trickery, right? There's no trickery. There's no magic potion. There's no ghosts or goblins thing with a Halloween theme, right? There's none of that involved. It's really a simple 3-step process. And it's what I teach my students all the time because it's really best if you break it down to the simplest components possible. You can make this as complicated as you want, but in reality, it's pretty simple, all right? It's pretty simple. Let me get to it. Number 1 is create a solid plan of action, okay? Create a solid plan of action and having 100% belief in that plan. Okay, now if you've been in Lead Marketing Pro for a while, you've met with your coach, and hopefully you guys have formulated a plan of action, right, to get going, to get results. Right, and you got to have 100% belief that that's going to work, or else it's not. Right, so having a solid plan of action is the first step. Number 2 is enlisting a coach or mentor to help not only formulate that plan of action for you, but also to keep monitoring your progress. All right, You need someone there, kind of accountability, if you will, but more someone there just to monitor your progress, make tweaks when maybe things go awry. So you need that plan of action. You need that mentor or coach, right? And you've got that Elite Marketing Pro. You've got that coach there to help you out to kind of monitor what's going on. And thirdly, and this is probably, well, they're all important, but if you don't have number 3, number 1 and 2 aren't going to matter, right? You've got to have the self-discipline. Okay, the self-discipline to carry out your plan each and every day, even when you don't feel like it, right? And I think for me and the people I've worked with, number 3 sometimes is the toughest nut to crack, right? It really is. You know what? If you don't know about having a solid action plan, like a DMO or a weekly action plan, go back into the Daily Dose of Awesome archives, search for it, search out DMO or action plan or something like that. I've talked about it before. Others have talked about it before. So search for that, okay? And that'll help you with that if you don't have it, all right? But let's talk today. I want to pivot now, right, and talk about self-discipline. Because I really think, guys, that this is where the rubber meets the road for most people in their business, especially when they're super busy, they're part-time, have a job, taking care of a house full of kids, taking care of elderly parents, whatever it is that sucks your time up. Right, self-discipline is so important, and I think it's the one thing that a lot of people struggle with. So I got bad news and good news around self-discipline, guys. You're jumping on, say hi. Make sure you say hi to me. Chuck, how are you, man? Good to see you. Siobhan, great to see you. Jan's here. All right, so tell me, guys, if you just jumped on, what is your favorite scary movie of all time? All right. I'm a scary movie aficionado, so I have a lot. I have one of my favorites I'll reveal at the end, so make sure you don't leave because I'm going to reveal it. But what is your scariest movie of all time? So self-discipline. I've got good news. I've got bad news. Right? The bad news first. Number 1 is everything counts. Everything you do or don't do in your life counts. This is not just business, guys. This is every part of your life, okay? Every choice you make, every little thing you do or don't do, it all counts. It all counts. It all adds up on the scorecard of self-discipline versus no self-discipline. Ate that candy bar over here on the right side, no self-discipline. Passed up the candy bar and ate the apple, self-discipline, right? Took off work early to be home with the family and the kids, self-discipline, right? Working late another day, making excuses and not getting home till the kids are asleep, lack of self-discipline, right? All parts of your stuff in your business, being dead tired, but spending 20, 30 minutes on your computer doing your weekly activity plan or your DMO, right? Self-discipline. Right? Giving into the lure of the couch, right? That calling of the couch, come lay on me, come sit on me. I want you to relax. You deserve it. Lack of self-discipline, right? Everything you do counts. I'm telling you. It may seem like it doesn't. It may seem like it's only a little thing, but every little thing counts. Second part of that, everything's related. All right, that's another piece of bad news. Everything's related. When you start giving in one part of your life, invariably it leaks into other parts of your life, right? When you don't eat the vegetables and you'd rather have the candy, that kind of choice kind of gets things rolling in your life, and all of a sudden you're making bad decisions. In your exercise plan, you're making bad decisions in your business, making bad decisions in your relationship. It all kind of comes as part of the package. I don't know why it's true, but I know in my life it's true, and I've read a lot of people who said it's true. Everything's related, right? So when you start slipping in one area, watch out, because you got to check it. You got to check it, or else it could mean an avalanche of bad things, bad choices in many parts of your life. So you got to be careful. So that's the bad news. All right, let me just keep scrolling down so I don't miss it. My couch has no money in it. That's awesome, Jan. I love that. That's right. Hey, Ron, how are you? Jan doesn't like scary movies either. Wizard of Oz. Oh, all right, that could be your scary movie, I guess. It was a little scary at points, right? All right, so that's the bad news, right? Everything counts and everything's related. Here's the good news about self-discipline. You're in control, right? You are the person making the choices. You're totally in control. And self-discipline is like a muscle, right? If you don't use a muscle, what happens to it? Atrophy, right? You lose the tone, you lose the strength. Sometimes you lose actual muscle mass if you don't use a muscle. It's the same thing with discipline, right? If you don't use it, if you don't have any self-discipline, there's virtually no muscle there. But here's the good news. You can start growing that muscle at any time in your life. You can start tomorrow. You can start next week. You can start next month, or you can start in the next minute, right? Maybe being here is simply an act of self-discipline for you. You can be doing a ton of other things, right? Having fun, doing a bunch of other things in your life. Maybe having lunch out if it's that time for you, with a friend. You can be doing lots of other things, but you chose to be here, right? That's self-discipline. So you're building that muscle. So awesome. Congratulations. If you're watching a replay, it was a choice to watch that replay rather than doing something else that could have been more fun, right? So congratulations. You're building that muscle, right? It's never, ever, ever, ever too late to start to grow that self-discipline muscle. So that's the good news. No matter how much you slacked off on it, no matter where you are right now in your life, you have the ability at any point to say, enough, I'm starting to make the right choices. And when you do it, the everything is related works the other way, right? When you start making good choices about your diet, about your exercise plan, about your business, then all of a sudden you're making better choices about your relationships, about your finances. You see, it all works together. So when you start in one area of your life, that's great news because it's going to go over into other parts of your life as well. So that's awesome. All right, let's finish this out. 5 tips to improve or to grow your self-discipline, right? To build that muscle. Let's get into it. Number 1, start as small as you need to. Okay, start as small as you need to. And this is a big one for me because sometimes it can seem like an insurmountable task to do all the things that you should be doing in your life, right? Eating right, exercising, relationship, financial, business. Sometimes it's damn overwhelming, right? It's like, wow, there's so much to do. Sorry. Start as small as you have to get going in the right direction. Right? Start with working 5 minutes in your business, reading 2 pages in a book, right? Eating 1 apple in a day. Whatever it is you need to do to get started in the right direction, do that, right? Even if it's tiny, 1 push-up, right? Walking for 1 minute, walking up 1 flight of stairs, telling your spouse you love them once a day. Start as small as you need to get that momentum going in the right direction. It's huge. And it's so much less intimidating, all right? When you work that way, okay, I'm just going to do a little bit today just to get it going. And tomorrow I'm going to do it again. And tomorrow I'm going to do it again. And then the next day I do a little bit more. That's how it starts. So if you're lacking in self-discipline, start as small as you need to get going. Here's another one, number 2, that really helped me too. On one side, think about what will happen if you do this thing that you've been avoiding or putting off, right? What will happen if you do it every day? Think about that. But more importantly, the inverse to that is think about what your life will be like if you don't do it every single day, right? What's your life going to be like if you don't eat more vegetables or more fruits and you continue on your path of roast beef sandwiches and candy bars, right? What's that going to look like in your life down the road? Is it worth it? What's it going to look like in your life if you don't spend that 15, 30-minute lunch hour you have and apply it to your business rather than hanging out with your coworkers eating lunch? What's that going to look like to your business in 30 days, 60 days, 1 year? What would that look like? What if you never did it? What would that look like? And that can be really motivating when you think of it big picture, right? What if I never do it? What would happen? What if I never took time to work on my business? What would happen? Well, you wouldn't grow it, right? There'd be no business. What would happen if I never stopped eating candy bars? Well, you'd grow to 600 pounds and probably die very young, right? What would happen? What would happen? I love to think about that kind of stuff. I'm just reading some of your comments here. One bite at a time. Absolutely, Ron. Totally agree with that. Start small. Yes, Julie. Bart, great endings oftentimes have humble beginnings. That is so awesome. Yes, very true. All right, so that's number 2. All right, think about what could happen if you do or don't do it. Number 3, work with some penalties and some rewards. Work in some of that stuff, and that'll kind of help you get going. If you're having trouble getting disciplined, work in some penalties, work in some rewards. Hey, if you've done your weekly action plan, you've hit your marks, you hit your goals in your business, reward yourself, right? Go to a movie, have some fun, do whatever turns you on that makes you happy. Do it, right? If you've been really good with your diet all week, have a cheat meal, right? Have a meal where you eat whatever you want, right? Rewards. I'm not so great in the penalties. I do believe highly in rewards. Number 4, make it a competition if you can. Guys, there's so many different challenges out there now for your business. I see them all over the place, and there's some really, really good ones. And maybe think about joining a challenge of some kind to get things going for you, to keep your discipline in place. Join a challenge, right? Have some fun with it. Be in competition with others. Don't shy away from it. What's the worst that can happen? You don't do that well, so what? At least you did something, right? Simply joining a challenge is a step in the right direction. And finally, number 5, anticipate the distractions that will come your way, the obstacles, and try to figure out ahead of time some counter moves. Okay, so for example, getting rid of the junk food in your house. If you're trying to be on a diet, those are obstacles. Those are stumbling blocks. Those are things looking to take you back to where you were. Get rid of all that stuff, right? Get rid of the cookies, the chips, get rid of all the stuff that's bad for you, and put yourself right in an advantage right away, right? Stock food that's healthy for you, snacks that you can munch on when you're starving or in between meals. Put that stuff in your way so that you'll have the discipline to go and you won't be tempted. A lot of self-discipline issues are related to temptations. So if we remove the temptations, right, before we get the cravings, before we get the desire to do something else, if we remove the temptations, all right, then you're way ahead of the game. Same with your business, right? You get home from a day's work, or you're dead tired after taking care of the kids, or whatever your deal is that saps up your energy in your day, right? And so try to think of what triggers you to head to the couch, right? What triggers you to not take action in your business and to go and do something else, right? Maybe it's a simple action of grabbing your food, your dinner, and it's sitting in front of the TV. And if that's a trigger for you to stay at the TV and not do your business, maybe you want to move where you eat dinner, right? Maybe you want to have your dinner somewhere else. Maybe you want to have your dinner next to your computer. I mean, got to do what you got to do, right? You got to do what you got to do. These are all things that you can do, little things that you can do to build your self-discipline muscle. So figure out in advance, think about what triggers you. What are your triggers and what are your workarounds, right? How can you put success in your way is the way I like to put it. I've heard it put out like that. How can you put success in your way? So these are just simple things you can do, but very profound things you can do to increase your muscle, your self-discipline muscle. And I'm telling you guys, once you do that, once you build up your self-discipline, things will happen very quickly for you in all areas of your life, right? One day at a time, 1 minute at a time, one step at a time. Things will happen, right? They'll happen pretty quickly, and one will jump to another part of your life, and you'll start seeing amazing changes. It's happened to me, right? It can happen for you too. All right, so that's my training for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Favorite scary movie? I haven't seen that many of them floating around here. Let me see if I can find any. I'm having trouble with the comments, guys. Oh, the Chucky series. Yeah, those are pretty scary. Those are really scary, actually. All right. Good stuff. All right. Before I jump off, my favorite scary movie of all time. It's a classic. It scares me every time I watch it. The music scares me if I just hear it. Halloween. Halloween, the movie, the first one, scared the bejeebers out of me when I first watched it when I was in my 20s, maybe. And it scares me to this day. So, guys, hope you enjoyed today. Leave some comments for me, some love. I'll be glad to answer any questions you have in there if I didn't see it. And have a happy Halloween, a safe Halloween. You know, keep your kids safe, keep yourself safe, and we will see you on the next Daily Dose of Awesome. Have a great day. Bye-bye.